Hi, so this is part 2 of the princess makeup, and what I did in the last video was I put moisturizer, primer, foundation, and a little bit of blush and illuminating powder, and I did my eyebrows. So now what I'm going to do is, to finish up my cheeks, I'm going to put a tiny bit, like a tiny bit of this red eyeshadow on the apples of my cheeks, and I mean really small because I don't want to look weird with little red parts on my cheek, but it's gonna look like a natural flush. So just a little bit, and then make sure you take off the excess on the brush and do circular motions on your cheek. And it's not coming off very bright on the camera, which is good, but you can see it's a little bit more red, and it looks like you've been outside. So that's kind of our main goal, is because I'm going for a more fairy tale kind of look. You know, not a cheesy princess, you know, like a Disney princess, but a princess that you would see in like a Renaissance kind of, or not a Renaissance, like a, I'm really into like pre-Raphaelite paintings, and the way the women, like their hair looks really pretty and it's long and wavy. I'm really into that, with their red lips and not as much makeup on their eyes. So with that said, I'm going to do the eyes, and I'm going to use this eye pencil, which is very creamy and sparkly green, and I'm going to use it as a base. So I'm going to put it all over my eyelid. It's very creamy. So I'm putting it all over, and then I'm going to I'm going to put a kind of orangey colored eyeshadow, this one, and it has a little shimmer in it too. So I'm going to put that all over my eyelid. And even though the base is kind of a hint of green, it's okay because it's really sheer. And it's just really sticky, so that the eyeshadow is just going to go over it and it won't even really matter. So I'm just putting all of this really nice corally kind of orange all over my eyelid. And it's really, really pretty orange, so it's almost too orange than I wanted it. But anyway, then blend it a little. And get a little bit darker orange. And put it on the kind of like outer corner, and kind of shade into the crease a little. And then blend again. Okay. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to get High Beam, and I'm going to put this on the arch right here of my brow bone instead of an eyeshadow, because I want it to look more real and kind of dewy. Okay. That's that. Then I'm going to do the other eye. I never put this eye pencil, this green eye pencil on by itself, because I've done it in the past and it just gets all over the place. It gets really creasy, so you have to put something over it or it's a disaster. So pack the orange on again. We're just doing the same thing. You can see it's almost like a melon color, kind of like a shimmery cantaloupe melon color. And get the other orange and do the same over here. And then blend. Okay, done. Do the high beam again. So I'm gonna go kind of simple on the eyes because I want to look I don't want to look too made up, because the pre-Raphaelite paintings, the girls are very pretty but really natural. So I'm kind of going for that more than typical fairy tale, like Disney things, which I already said, but anyways. So then I'm going to use this MAC palette, this mineral one, and I'm going to use the gold. It's a little dark, and I'm going to get it on this brush. It's kind of narrow, and I'm putting it on the edges like that. And I'm going to go under my lash line. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to I forgot to put concealer on under my eyes, so I'm going to do that real fast, because princesses have their beauty sleep. They don't have dark circles under their eyes. So I'm using this brush, which I think really works when I put concealer on, better than my fingers. So I'm going to dab it and then kind of buff it in. And see, I already look more awake. Dab it in. There. So back to doing this, I'm going to put this under my lash line. And if you have blue eyes, gold, like dark, kind of goldish colors always bring out blue eyes. I have like bluish green eyes, so it will look really good on that too. And then what I'm going to do, just to add more depth in my creases, is I'm going to use the gold a little bit and put it into my crease. And then I'm going to blend it one more time. And instead of curling my, no, I am going to curl my eyelashes. I'm not going to put false eyelashes either. Well, first I'm going to put a tiny bit, a very small amount of black eyeliner on. Very small. More on the outsides of my, like right here. Just a small amount, just really small. Because we want to look like natural, yet we want to have a little bit of, you can tell you're wearing makeup obviously because of the sparkles, but this is more of a modern princess look, I guess. Okay, so then curl your lashes. And I'm going to use this mascara, which is Telescopic L'Oreal. And go rock it around and then up. during like the, I'm talking about the pre-Raphaelite paintings again, but during that time, which is kind of Victorian times, women didn't even really wear makeup because it's considered kind of like you were maybe a prostitute or something. You weren't high class, and if you looked more natural, that was a sign of that you were more beautiful. So women did wear makeup, but they really wore like the bare minimums, and what they mostly did was mostly their lips, I'd say. I guess they pinched their cheeks to make them look more pink and flushed, and then for their lips they used certain things to make them look a little more red, but nothing that's obvious, because if you try and make your lips look red, it's a little dangerous. Okay, so then put it on the bottoms. If you want, you can put white on the inner parts of your waterline, but I'm not going to do that because I already put my mascara on, so it might get a little messed up if I do it. But you can, because it'll make it look more open. So do another layer. And those are your eyes. It's kind of hard to see in this lighting, but I'll do a better close-up later. Okay, then, let me move this out of the way. We're going to do lips. Now for lips, I am going to make it look more natural. I'm going to use a combination of things, which you may be surprised about. Okay, I'm going to use 2 lip stains, 2, and a lipstick, and this one's kind of orange. It's a coral color. But first I'm going to use this one, and this one is from Revlon, and it's Flame. So I'm going to put this all over my lips. And I'm surprised, like I thought Flame was going to be more orange, and it is when you first put it on, but like throughout the day when it starts to like kind of wear off, it turns really pink, which I was kind of surprised to see. But it is pretty, the color. See? And this is good because you don't need a lip liner. It's just like using a marker on your lips. Okay, then I'm going to use this CoverGirl one, and this is a darker one. It doesn't really have a name, but I'm going to put that over. And then I'm going to put a tiny bit of this coral color. This is called Kiss Me Coral from Revlon. I'm just dabbing it on my lips like that. So there, that's the lips. And this is my makeup. But I'm going to do a hair tutorial so that you guys can see kind of the whole finished product in combined with hair too.